busy watching RTD's English News Edition. Here are our headlines for this evening. Concerning the Eid al-Adha festivities, the interior region celebrated in conviviality the festivities of this day. In our region in Nigeria, terrorist attacks kills 4 people in Magduri on the eve of the Eid al-Adha. Thank you for being with us. With this 9 p.m. edition, we're going to start with this press release where the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Mergele, spoke yesterday on the phone with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and custodian of the 2 holy places, His Majesty Salman bin Abdulaziz, who is recovering from his illness and is out of hospital. The head of state took the advantage of this meeting to wish the custodian of the 2 holy places a speedy recovery. The telephone conversation then served as an opportunity for direct exchanges of best wishes of Eid al-Adha between the 2 leaders, each of whom expressed the hope of greater well-being and prosperity for the 2 people. It should also be noted that the President of the Republic had similar meeting with the Crown Prince of the Throne of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz. These telephone talks between the head of state and Saudi leaders are part of the traditional exchanges of President's wishes of Eid al-Adha with his counterparts at the head of the Arab and Muslim brotherly countries. In this message of condolences, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Mergele, paid a vibrant tribute to the memory of the late Dahir Musa'iyeh, a notable native of the Ali Sibih region who passed away yesterday. In his tribute, President Gele described the late customary leader as a brave dean who always advocated consensus and fraternity among his compatriots. The head of state said an outspoken advocate of justice and equity, he formed the unanimity around him for his virtues and his moral and human qualities. He undeniably left his mark on the history of our country's traditional and customary authority for his tendency to work tirelessly for our cohesion, unity and solidarity. President Ismail Mergele also said, "May God welcome him to his eternal paradise," implored the head of state, who expressed his sad condolences to the family, relatives and friends of the deceased Djiboutian leader, a well-known personality, particularly in the region of Ali Sibih. The late Dahir Musa'iyeh leave behind an important family. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Like their compatriots and the rest of the Muslim world, the Assajouk celebrated Eid al-Adha in joy and sharing. After the collective prayer of the Eid al-Adha, the prefect of the Ali Sibih region, Mr. Mustafa Adan Migane, organized a reception at his residence on the occasion of this Eid al-Adha. The Minister of Health, Mr. Mohammed Warsamadiriye, the Minister of Muslim Affairs, Mr. Mumin Hassan Barre, the parliamentarians of the region, the Vice President of the Regional Council, Mr. Nur Said Geldon, the high religious dignitaries and senior civil and military officials of the region took part in this reception offered by the prefect of the region, where he, among other things, presented his best wishes for a happy feast to the President of the Republic and his wife, the First Lady of the country, and to all the people of the country and the community of the Muslim world. Like all Muslim holidays, Eid al-Adha is also a children's holiday, and this great Islamic religious holiday commemorating the sacrifice of the sheep of the Prophet. It was a moment of joy for the children of the Ali Sibih region, who all dressed in new clothes flocked early to the center of the city to take part in Eid with joy, as they were all accompanied by their parents. In speaking for this occasion, the Minister of Health, Mr. Mohammed Warsamadiriye, extended his heartfelt congratulations to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Mergele, to the First Lady and Khadra Mohammed Haid. He then wished for the return of this great occasion to the Islamic Ummah, and this is for aspiration, progress and prosperity to be achieved, he said. The region of Obok, like the rest of the Muslim world, celebrated yesterday in joy the Eid al-Adha. As usual, it was early in the morning that the population of Obok gathered in separate collective spaces set aside in the square on June 27 for the Eid al-Adha prayer. Present were the President of the Regional Council of Obok, Mr. Mohammed Hamid Ismail, the Deputy Prefect of Obok, Ali Ahmed, as well as The notables of Obok and the population, the young people, parents, fathers and mothers, all dressed in new clothes, then proceeded to the traditional rites of the feast where families and friends visited each other and exchanged best wishes.
الله أكبر. ما رموا الجمار يومين لمن تعجل وثلاث لمن تأخر، لمن بلغ المنى وصلى بالروضة بين القبر والمنبر. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين.
Similar to the residents of the Khil region celebrated the occasion of the blessed Eid al-Adha, where the worshippers went to the areas devoted to the performance of Eid prayers. The worshippers performed Eid al-Adha prayers with the authorities of this region. The worshippers arrived dressed in their new clothes, and many brought their children to perform the Eid al-Adha prayer. The blessed Eid al-Adha feast in Djibouti is a valuable opportunity to revive the values of solidarity and the true religion has urged in an effort to build an integrated society characterized by strength and in the ability to face all challenges. Eid al-Adha is a favorable opportunity to make entertaining trips to public parks far away or to visit families and relatives. After performing the Eid prayer, the prefect of the region held a reception in honor of the guests celebrating Eid al-Adha. The local representative participated in the ceremony in addition to the representative of civil society in the mind of this region. And like the other countries, other regions, Eid al-Adha was celebrated in Arta. There were numerous Muslim faithful in the communion of hearts and minds to converge early in the morning to the great mosque of Arta for the prayer of Eid al-Kabir, where the previously planned ground was cancelled due to very strong wind. And the prefect of the Arta region, Mr. Mohammed Sheiko, prayed with hundreds of worshippers alongside the president of the regional council, Mr. Ilmi Bouh, and the deputy, Mr. Omar Wabiri. And after the prayer, prefect of the region invited the faithful for the traditional reception at the Sunny Hill Center.
الله أكبر. أنت تذكر الله في نفسك والله يذكرك الله في نفسه سبحانه ليس أمام أحد.
Then Eid al-Adha was celebrated in Tajoro region as usual. At 6 a.m. the faithful went to the site of the prayer to perform the collective prayer of this day of Eid al-Adha. In addition to Prefect Hassan Dabali and President Regional Council Umar Hussein continued on the occasion of Eid al-Adha along with the Djibouti Crescent in collaboration with the Kuwaiti Crescent distributed meat for 80 vulnerable families in the White City. The day saw the participation of the President of the Regional Committee of Tajora, Mr. Ali Ahmed, and these active members of the local committee of Tajora City. The beneficiaries thanked the Red Crescent of Djibouti and the Kuwaiti Red Crescent who thought of implementing this noble act on Eid Day. Thus, 3 active volunteers of the branch were mobilized for this day. And after performing the Eid ritual, the prefect of Tajora held a reception in honor of the guests celebrating Eid al-Adha. The reception hosted the local representative as well as representatives of civil society. This event aims to support families who live in the Arta region, in the Tajora region, by providing this assistance during the holidays. Many of the most needy families benefited from the distributions, which constituted simultaneously in the other 4 regions of the country. Also, last night, the Radio Television of Djibouti, RTD, organized its usual Eid al-Adha evening and offered its viewers the presentation of a rich and varied show. This evening, so much awaited by the Djiboutians, is an appointment of the great Djiboutian artist, but also new ways to different words animated by quality hostess. The evening at the RTD was animated by very traditional and new generation singers, played all school and modern music in a national colorful atmosphere. It was a pleasant evening for the Djiboutian families and those of the diaspora to celebrate the great feast of Eid al-Adha while staying at home and avoid any movement because of the circulation of the virus.
madhaafsado dahab dhalaala dhamow calankan ku dhaato dhaqmaadiyo nolol bakaan ku dhergo cilsataysee kuxlay dibu gedhaanama wakliyaysee kuxlay qaliltuufi maaye ifkaytaan ku noolangay kable kalamaasay madhiina aanu kable kalamaasay madhiina ni baadho kadal
naidheeso waa ooskaygan kaxaysnaa dadadu diiday anigu imika boorkii waa noqonayaa tajaro ku noqonaya anigu imikada baan soconayaa
iska jir waxaan ku leeyahay dalkaaga iskaga noqo si alle sal lagu raacino lama
waa kolkaan beri ku dhara yaan ibsada buurida hadalkiisa buurigaan cunay
ad ka tahay duruufaha jireen
igu tiraahdaa hadal dhowrsan allah igu
calaf calaf dooqa calaf
bashadiisa wala lowgiyo dhibtiisa
xabiibi ku xaadhe labteen
And on the occasion of the celebration of Eid al-Adha, Djibouti Al-Gad, one of the leaders of the social networks, organized a contest dedicated to honor the winners of the first edition of the cultural contest organized by Djibouti Al-Gad via Facebook at Powadi Mall. This event, financed by private sponsors, Sabah Africa Bank and Wasil Group, took place in the presence of the director of Djibouti Al-Gad, Mr. Hassan Ibrahim Abdullahi, representative of the sponsors, and many participants. Many families participated with the children in the cultural event. In this obituary, Sheikh Mohammed's family and fishers of Tijara are in mourning after the death of the late Habib Sheikh Mohammed last night, a fisher by profession and member of the Tijara Fishers Association, which he had energized during his lifetime through his perseverance and courage. The late Habib Sheikh Mohammed is leaving us in the prime of life. He leaves a large number of people, including a widow and 5 children, many brothers and sisters, including our colleague Mohammed Shahim, technician at the RTD. All the staff and the management of the RTD extend their deepest condolences to the many staff members and in particular to their colleague Mohammed Shahim. They all pray to the good God to welcome the deceased into his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Moving on to the regional and international news, in Nigeria, Maiduguri was struck again by terror on Thursday night. Terrorist attacks to the town of Maiduguri as the residents were preparing for Eid al-Adha celebrations. According to the emergency services, 3 rockets were fired from the outskirts of the town, killing 4 people and injuring 3 others. To date, the attack has not been claimed. The northeastern region in home to Boko Haram, where the group was established in 2009. Since then, the organization has expanded into neighboring Cameroon and Chad. Over the past decade, violence initiated by the group has left more than 30,000 people dead and more than 2 million displaced. Concerning the migration crisis, Paris and Rome joined forces, a French-Italian brigade, to fight against smuggling networks. On Friday, Paris and Rome agreed to set up a joint unit between the 2 countries to guard the border between Ventimiglia on the Italian side and Menton on the French side. Although patrols were already working together in each of the two countries, this is the first time that a common structure under a single command will see the light of the day. The French and Italian interior ministers will meet again next October in Brussels for a European summit, a summit dedicated to the issue of migration, where France wishes to obtain a common position together with Italy while rallying other countries to its cause. Before the creation of the French-Italian brigade, the legal framework and the location of the barracks must first be defined within 2 to 3 months. And it is with these images we close this edition. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you all a wonderful evening.